You talked about changing the values of how the board's members are appointed, and I assume also possibly directors. Now, there's also, there's different rules as to how and when people can be removed, which is, even when a term expires, you can sort of leave them in lame duck status, but at the end of the day, the mayor has sole power to remove them. My question for you is, instead of sort of changing the values or, coming up with another not fully legal superstructure in order to work with the council better, would you be in favor of actually amending the home rule charter in order to increase council's power,
Yes.
perhaps give them the power to have to confirm a...
I've already spoken on this, Brad.
You've already spoken?
Yeah, I'm happy to give you my statement. I've said that council should have the ability on an up or down vote on appointments. I've also stated that if the mayor wants to remove somebody who has been appointed prior to the expiration of the term, that the mayor should have to show cause. If you're appointing someone if you judge somebody's character and ability to take them and appoint them to do the people's work on a board of authority, then they shouldn't be removed because the political winds change. That you should have to show cause. I mean, I stood up when David Listician was fired. We went down to the north side on the site of the property, and it might have been my first public statement. Absolutely. I mean, I would stand by that.
And amending the home rule charter is a matter of putting together a ballot proposition for the voters and going through this whole thing. So that would be something that you would do.
Well, I would live by it as mayor. That would be my commitment. And I spoke to some members of council. I wrote them an open letter and encouraged them to abide by this. I wouldn't need an amendment to the home rule charter to do what's right by the people of the city, but I would support an effort and get behind an effort if we built a team to do that. Again, I don't need, we talk a lot with this mayor about, living by the letter of the law, and Pittsburgh deserves a mayor that goes above and beyond, not does the bare minimum, not just shows up when he has to or when the cameras are there, but is thinking hard every day about solving the problems of this city. That's what we deserve. And you know what? This city didn't happen by accident. We're standing on the shoulders of people that came before us and left us this fantastic city. And it didn't come easy. A lot of people worked here. My great-grandparents came here from Ireland and, worked in the mills. And that's the legacy that they've given us. And when we get to talking about ethics complaint about the mayor, whether or not, doing some of the things he's done in the past, the golf outings and the things that I would never even consider doing, taking plane trips. When we're talking about the mayor doing that kind of stuff, we're in a bad place. We deserve a mayor that's fighting hard for us, that's reaching out to represent us in Harrisburg and being proactive about proposing solutions to the problems we face as a city. That's the opportunity I see. That's why a guy like Kevin Acklin wants to be mayor of the city.
Do you not believe that he was reaching out to folks in Harrisburg?
I wish he would have done so years ago, before the wolf was at the door. And I think that when you talk to working people, as I do every day at the doors, they get it. And that's why we're going to win this fall.
Let me talk to you a little bit about public safety, just because another one of your opponents, Doc Harris, on the same day you put out your pension plan, he put out a public safety platform. I don't know, you haven't had a chance to get a look at it?
No, I didn't.
Do you have a public safety platform, ideas, concrete, abstract?
Absolutely, and it's something we'll roll out. I'll tell you right now, it's going to be about having a police department that's more visible in the neighborhoods, not just when there are problems there. Kind of returning to a community-oriented policing strategy. I know I've worked a lot with the police department in my work on PFA matters for victims of domestic violence, and in terms of serving warrants on perpetrators and getting them to court. We have a great police department here. They're all now focused on G20, which I think the press is, and just about everybody else. But yeah, we'll be rolling out our strategy for crime. It's one of the biggest issues. When I talk to people at the door, Bram, people who are deciding to leave and vote with their feet, they care about three big things. It's taxes, schools, and public safety. Those are the three big issues that I hear every day.
Are you familiar much with the administrations, the cities, the PERC, the Pittsburgh Initiative to Reduce Crime?
I have seen that, yeah.
Are you familiar with the Boston Plan, which it was
Professor
somewhat
Kennedy,
based on?
I have his materials back on my desk, and I want to make sure that's done in the right way, and I used to live in Boston and am very well aware of the work that Professor Kennedy had done in terms of breaking the cycle of violence, bringing together a community of gang members and making sure that they bear the burden of the process.
When you say you want to make sure it's done right, what are your hesitations for how it may possibly end up being?
Some of my concerns there, and again, you'll be hearing more about me, are, and I've heard this at the doors, about good kids getting mixed in with the bad kids just because they were out at the same time. Parents, I've heard a lot of concern by parents just to making sure that we're not just criminalizing everybody. So those are some of the things, and I'm sure and I've spoken to people who are working on this actively. I haven't seen, I know the mayor was there for the press